Знаю, доставить чеду. Удовольствие, что меня не вытвести с него. Всяко основе, то еще тебе вебо. Домая, как послушай, эти ожести, он не сам тебе. Оклешек
You Max might have copper wiring to reroute your fear of pain, but I've got nerves of steel.
We've had to endure much, you and I, but soon there will be order again. A new age, and we will be crowned its kings. Better than kings. Gods.
That game looks so cool. That game looks so awesome. I can't wait to play it. Hey. Oh, hold on. I gotta get the background music. Where is it? Hi, hello. I think that my audio mixing is gonna be kind of rough, but hopefully things are okay. Hello? Can you hear me okay? I don't know if this creature down there is actually there or not. Mina, you're... Oh shit, I gotta unmute them. Undeafen. Mina? Mina?
Hello?
Hey, so you guys know how collabs work. I'm very, very sorry for the delay. How late are we? Oh my god, we are 30 minutes late. You know what's funny is, I even
said... This is a 6:30 stream.
I even said yesterday that I was going to schedule it for 6:30, but my muscle memory always does it for 6. But, yeah, we had to do the setup. We kind of, like, got home late, and Mina went to go eat, so I'm like, oh, shit. Though, I'm surprised that you managed to finish, in time, like, doing, the starting thing. Like, I don't know, I thought usually you take longer to eat than me. I tend to, like, be, like, a quick eater, because I get bored eating. Like, I just want to get it over with so I can go and do whatever. I guess, like a child brain kind of thing. But let me pull you up. Mina, are you immersively moving? You know what's the weirdest thing?
Immersively moving.
You know what's the weirdest thing is that, I mean, I know that I created our canon and everything, but it still weirds me out how you're shorter than me. Like, something about your design archetype and my design archetype, it seems like it would be the reverse.
Yeah, you made that decision, not me.
Yeah, but isn't
like
it?
That's a little.
What?
That's a little like like power trips. What it is, I think.
Oh.
So you have control. You had control over a character, so you intentionally like, yeah, I'm gonna be taller.
Well, my vision was always, because I existed first, and my vision was always that I was gonna be a tall girl, like a behemoth, like some of the characters that I like the girl from Hokago Play. You know her. She was like the main inspiration for my body type. And in that manga, literally all the girls are taller than the guys, I think. Like they'll be like tiny compared to the girls. So I think that author has a fetish, definitely a foot fetish as well, and high heel fetish.
Yeah, absolutely.
Among other things. And then also there's another manga that I like. However, I started reading this manga like long after Nanessa existed, Murcielago. That's another like tall, dommy, mommy kind of queen. But you make up for your lack of height and curves. But the thing is that, let me see if I can pull up our height scale, because a lot of us have the same mama. So let me find. Where is it? No, it's in Dollhouse. I'm thinking, like, is it in my Discord? Because everybody was bringing it up earlier, because people thought, they thought I was short, but Mame's actually short. Let me find it, hold on, give me a second.
So like a height chart, like those, where it looks like the, like when people are like in prison, or like they get arrested or whatever, and they have like the height thing. Yeah.
Well, okay, so there's 2 height charts to consider. These are really roughly like thrown together. One is our normal scaling, and then the other is our scaling if we are not boosted by our different heel heights, because our heels give an illusion of our heights that's not accurate. So let me find that. That should be right here. Here. Okay, so
you have the Dreamcast logos in your eyes?
I just feel so flustered. But here we go. So this is our scaling, and it gives a weird impression, right? Like it makes, I don't know how to explain it. Like, depending on like how much of us you see together, it's hard to tell. Like, wait, is Pumpkin and Mame short? And it's like, not really. Everybody's actually monstrously tall, because I like monstrously tall characters, and I'm like tripping over my words, but Mame does look like a little bit taller than me, or equal heighted, but like look at her little platforms. Not little, huge even. And also Love Knife was not supposed to be taller than me. So it was an accidental power trip that happened. Our plan was to have Love be the height of Mina. But now if you take our shoes off, because everybody's wearing heels, except Synth. This is more like what the height actually is. So as you can see, Synth is pretty tall, but not as tall as Mina, and not as tall. Ugh. It's kind of fun though having matching models, because then we're able to kind of like scale properly. Because like if I stand next to Lenora, you have to scale her a very different way to get it to like work and be cohesive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like you have like distinct and similar like art style too. So you like see the two characters next to each other. It's like you're from the same, you know, product basically.
Yeah, Gurin, you remember that. People often ask me like what my height is via like numbers, and I never know how to say it, because I like if I say Nessa is 6'2", then that means Love Knife is 6'4" or something. It's just too chaotic for me. But it wasn't an intentional power trip, Mina. I had to make you conform to the canon that I created. But hey, guys, how are you guys doing? Also, Mina, how did you enjoy your food?
That was fine.
It was fine?
It was a sandwich.
Oh, right. Oh, wait. I wanted to get a salad from Arby's, but I guess they don't have them anymore, or maybe they never did. So I opted for a roast beef sandwich, and I'm just gonna take the meat off and not eat the bread. Like, sometimes I do really like bread, but sometimes I'm just not in the mood. It's like too filling, you know? Hold on, let me catch up with what the endless drama between adepts of software render and the new toy 3DFX Voodoo was so fierce and brutal. Quake 2 was where that conflict was at its peak. Mina, you would be more familiar with that kind of thing.
That was basically when, I guess, like 3D hardware accelerated graphics was kind of like a new thing, basically, where GPUs are starting to become a thing, graphics cards. So previously, games were mostly software rendered, where you didn't have a dedicated graphics card to play the game. You would just be running, I think, mostly off the CPU, basically. And so, that was around the time where they were really pushing for getting dedicated graphics cards. And games usually would have the option to play the game software rendered or like hardware rendered, especially like around, I think, Quake 2. I don't remember if Quake 2 I'm pretty sure it has a software rendering option to it, but I think it was one of the first like games that was kind of recommended to have hardware acceleration for it.
So wait, what do we do now? Do we do hardware now? Sorry,
games
I'm
are
tech
like
dumb.
Now pretty much if you're gonna play any game, you need a graphics card basically. But there's one point where it was like a new thing.
I heard that you're gonna get a new computer. I mean, I knew,
Yeah.
But like now we're kind of on the eve of that. Because I mean,
I'm in the research stage.
All right, here, like, let's do like a hypothetical stress test. So you remember my old computer before this one? Whenever I did that stream with Mame, Zuzu, and Hime, our models, they worked, but they were in slowdown. This computer, they work perfectly. Like whenever, because we collabed again, or I've done multiple collabs. Yeah, I've done multiple collabs with 4 like high-res models on the screen, and it worked really good. So how would your computer fare if you were like streaming and you had 4 high-res models? Do you think you could do
my
it?
current one right now?
Yeah.
It would struggle.
Okay.
I would be able to do it, but be able to stream and run a game and have those models, I would be having some bottlenecking.
What about streaming Darktide? Could you stream Darktide?
Yes, I could stream Darktide, and I could probably have my 3D model. It might be a little bit slower, like I'd probably be getting some frame dropping, but I think I could do it.
What about Modern Doom? I feel like we've talked about like what would happen if you streamed Modern Doom on your computer. Would it be the same kind of deal?
I could do Doom Eternal, I'm sure. Doom Eternal I don't think was that unoptimized. That felt like a pretty optimized game. I never really had any issues running it.
So then would you say that Darktide is more unoptimized than Doom Eternal?
I would say yeah.
Okay.
But it's also a newer game too. Doom Eternal's from 2020.
Oh, right. And then when did 20 really? It feels like it didn't come out that long ago. So when did
It's 5 years ago.
When did Darktide come out?
That was 23, I want to say, or 22. It was 22 or 23. Oh, it sounds like the phone's going off.
Nope.
Cut off. I think it was a spam call.
A spam call hanging up that fast? I mean, I guess
Yeah,
they
because
do
it looked
that
like a
sometimes.
It looked like a long number, like I didn't recognize.
Oh, also, by the way, Gurin has been playing through the Quake games too. He's kind of like on our side of liking Quake 1 a bit more, like in terms of its direction and like I feel too probably, right? But like obviously, like what are they? They're the Strogg, right? That's the enemy types in Quake 2 and onward.
In Quake 2, it's the Strogg.
Okay.
In
I
Quake
do think
4.
they're cool. I do think they're cool, like because it's mechanical. Biomechanical horror, like you can't really go wrong with that. The main issue is more so, and it depends on who you ask. It's just like the presentation, like the music and vibe. It's like good for what it is, and I learned to actually like it. But it's just like it's not quite the same as Quake 1. It's just so radically different. And not only that, it kind of became the identity of Quake. So when people think of Quake, that's what they think of, like that kind of vibe. Not so much Quake 1, right?
Yeah, I would say. So, yeah, I would say Quake from 2 onward. I would say more people probably remembered, at least for a while, the like Strogg and the Quake 2 thing, especially if like Quake 4 being like a direct sequel to Quake 2 kind of solidified that more. And there's also another Quake game a lot of people don't talk about either, was Enemy Territory Quake Wars, which is a multiplayer.
Wait, you're cutting out. Hello? Uh-oh.
Right.
Wait, what's going on? Mina? Mina,
It was
What?
dropping.
why is that
Hello?
happening to just you? Your model
Yeah, that's what-
disconnected.
That's what I was talking. I've been telling you about that. Like I keep getting weird like drops randomly.
And you suspect it's because you need a new cable, correct?
I feel like it might.
Oh shit, what the hell? It
Pretty sure
didn't
it's
used
a
to do
cable.
this. Like on is because like we've collabed before, and it was before I had my new computer and we didn't have any hiccups. So why is it only you? Unless things are getting bottlenecked because like I have the better cable and maybe you have a garbage cable. Also, don't worry about it, Max. Because collab, it's a little bit harder for us to properly keep up with chat. But I was actually gonna have Mina read your thing out because there's some things that Mina is more versed in than I am, like in terms of kind of like technical kind of stuff. Oh, there you go. Welcome back. Yeah, but
There you
Mina, Max said something about NVIDIA if you want to read that out.
Let me see. NVIDIA's first GPU uses a crazy technology. Currently, all 3D acceleration uses polygons. It's building bricks, yeah, like triangle. Basically, everything now to this day is still like triangular-based polygons. NVIDIA did something completely different. It used primal 3D shapes of triangles, cubes, spheres, cones, pyramids, prisms, etc. It didn't last long. It's how insanely complicated it was to implement. It was a crazy idea nonetheless. That's interesting. I actually didn't know that because I always think of like 3D graphics to me, it's always like triangles basically. Like there are squares, like quads as people call it, where things are broken down into square plane basically. But in video games, it's always subdivided into triangles, basically.
Have to get Mina a better cable. Yeah, it shouldn't be hard. I think you should go ahead and just do that right now, Mina. Buy yourself a better cable. Unless there's another one in your house.
There's probably one still around because we bought several of them to hook up to your computer at one point.
Oh. Well, then that makes it easier. Okay. Well, we
There's one around.
gotta make it a task though, because both of us are ADHD and we have a knack for pushing things off. Like we really do intend to do things, but we just kind of like don't crack down. So today, like literally, we have to hunt for the cable, and if we don't find it, then we buy another one. Also, can you guys verify if our audio balancing is okay? Also, hi Platinum, how are you doing? He also was saying hi to you, Mina. We're doing pretty good. Our day, it feels like our day is just getting started. However, we did wake up earlier. And also, do you guys remember how I mentioned that Mina felt lightheaded and had to pull over into an empty parking lot for a bit because they were worried about passing out while driving? Well, Mina has a theory on what might have happened, because I was in panic mode. I'm thinking like, are you is it a heart problem? Are you gonna die in like 5 years if we don't get this checked out? Which, by the way, every time we do get it checked out, they say, nothing seems wrong, which makes me even more scary because it's like you have an underlying chronic kind of thing or reoccurring thing, and you have no like explanation. What if it gets worse or whatever? But Mina, you have a theory. How convinced are you?
Yeah, I basically realized, like, oh, I just have an ear infection basically coming on.
Why do you get ear infections so much? Do you need to get new headphones? I know that sounds stupid, but what's going on?
I mean, I get ear infections every once in a while, basically.
I never do, though.
I mean, I might be, I don't know,
Genetics?
family or something. My sister gets ear infections, like, all the time.
Then it might be some kind of genetic thing where maybe I don't get them because maybe, I don't know, maybe my antibodies are really strong against certain things. I don't know if I've ever gotten an ear infection though. I think no, I don't know if Mame gets ear infections or she has like, I think chronic vertigo. Like if she's not really careful or very often if she like moves her head too fast left or right, she'll get like really crazy dizzy. Like I remember it was really bad for a while. She recommended that we start taking vitamins, and I think even though this theory about the ear thing might be good, taking vitamins might be kind of good to like help balance out the diet, because I mean we tend to eat the same routine of food and I don't think we're getting enough of a lot of things. I think she recommended vitamin D, right? Vitamin D is like
vitamin D, because a lot of vitamin D you don't get a lot of unless you're spending like a lot of time in the sun, basically, or if you're eating like lots of eggs, basically.
Right.
That's where like a lot of vitamin D comes from.
And then if you go in the sun too much, then you can get skin cancer or permanently hurt your skin. Isn't
and supposedly like if you go out in the sun and you're also wearing sunscreen, apparently that like blocks your skin from getting the vitamin D as well too. So.
But it also blocks you from getting really bad sunburns. I remember when I was young, I was getting pretty bad sunburns. But it's been a really long time, and I've been to the beach. But maybe I went when there was a bit of an overcast, like a slight overcast, to protect me from being like fully hit by the rays. But it's been a while since I felt like burns, you know. Although I deal with like the back pain burn, certainly the back pain burn. Quake had 2 expansions, Scourge of Armageddon and Dissolution of Eternity. Quake 2 had 1, I think, The Reckoning. I played those, right? I played, I think, all of the original expansions.
Yeah, you played
Quake
the Quake 1
1,
expansions.
But then I also did the newer ones, too, like Something of the Machine,
yeah, the one that
Machine
Games added to the remasters.
There was 2 of them. There was 2 of them. And then I played Arcane Dimensions, which was another thing. It's fan thing, I think, right?
Yes. Arcane Dimensions is a fan mod, basically.
But I haven't touched anything of Quake 2 except playing a little bit of normal Quake 2, well, the remaster technically, because you vouched for me not to bother with the original release because you've been frustrated with it ever since it came out. Because, like, I mean, I know that, like, we care about game preservation and stuff, but you seem to be very, very all for the fixes that Night Dev did to Quake 2.
Yeah, I do like a lot of the changes. Like, I wouldn't say that, like, I agree with every single thing that the remaster changes, but I do feel like I would say it's at a net positive, basically, where I feel like overall, I feel like you get a better experience with Quake 2 playing the Night Dive version of it versus like playing base Quake 2, especially if you come off of like Quake 1 straight to Quake 2, because I feel like if you compare both games at their times of releases, there's a lot of things that Quake 2 does that like I'm not a huge fan of, basically, that I feel like yeah, maybe it's not a preservation thing, but there's some gameplay changes that the remaster does that I feel like are just kind of net positives, basically.
What are some things that you don't like that they changed? I know one of them is like changing the default lighting and making it to where you have to go into the console command. Yeah,
that's the thing. All the default visual stuff I'm not a huge fan of, like the lighting changes, and like by default, like it'll have like stuff like motion blur and like bloom and stuff like that kind of like turned on, which a lot of those you can go into the menu and turn off. But one of them is like the dynamic lighting, where you now have like shadows being casted by like the player character and from like, you know, light sources, stuff like that. you have to like type in a console command like just to turn that off. Basically, I'm not sure why that's not just a menu option, but
I will mention that is likely something that we will have to do today, because the last time we played this was on my old computer. I believe that Quake 2 was our first collab together. Whenever you got your Ega model, that's whenever we were matching again, because we both had we started off as 3D. And we shared acidic doll models, and then we went to Unks, our first 2Ds, and I got my 2D first before you, and then I got Ego model, and then we were just kind of not matching for a while, so we ended up making that our first collab game. But I feel like it's been quite a while since we played. When did you debut again? Like last year? September,
what, the
right?
Ego model?
Yeah, when did you debut it?
I thought it was this year.
Was it? Maybe it was. I must
be
thinking
early
of your,
this year.
I must be thinking of your anniversary, but we are finally back to playing. And we're gonna maybe continue my playthrough if Quake 2 does like cloud saves. Oh, there was something else I was gonna say. Quake was a huge booster to speedrun scene. There was an entire category called QDQ, Quake Done Quick. Quake 2 had it as well. Q2DQ. That is so confusing to say. Quake 2 Done
Quake
Quick.
2 Done Quick.
Were you familiar with that? I knew that there was a competitive scene, but I didn't really know much about the speedrun scene for the Quake games.
Yeah, not really the specifics. I did know there was like, speedrunning community for a lot of the id Software games. Like I'm pretty sure, Quake and Doom really kind of spearheaded speedrunning. And I think one of the things that really helped that was the demos system, where demos are basically like a file that records your gameplay inputs, basically. Like it records all of your inputs, but not in like a video file. It's like a data file that records everything that happens in your recording, basically, and then it plays it back on like someone else's computer. And so demos were a thing that like really helped people be able to document their runs in the game, and be able to record how fast they do them. And Doom and Quake both were games that also had like timers in them, where you beat a level and it would give you a little stat thing at the end telling you like how fast you completed the level. So stuff like that like helped speed running, being able to document and be able to share that information and data with other people on like how well you do in a match.
And because of that file type, that's how like people were able to like research and detect if people were cheating, right?
Yeah, I think you can look at a demo and be able to tell if like someone was like in Doom, it's like you could basically slow your game time scale down, where you're basically playing the game in slow motion, and people can like watch the demo back and like notice what kind of like weirdness about it if you're playing the game like in slow motion. Basically, there have been people caught doing that in the past.
So what would they do? Like, so like the actual what's the file called? The demo file. The demo file would show that things are slow motion, but if they uploaded a video onto YouTube or something, they would just doctor it to where it looks like normal speed.
I'm pretty sure that the demo would just play back in real time, is how it works. I'm pretty sure.
But how could you tell that they slowed things down then?
There's the way that like the inputs, like the movement of the character and like their aiming, like the way that it looks, it just has a weird look to it, basically, if they're using slow motion in the game, basically.
Oh, okay.
That was the thing with some Doom demos.
So basically they would be watching it and they're like, well, everything seems fast and normal, but there is something weird about the way you move, almost like you are in slow motion. You're not moving like, okay. So it would be something where you have to be pretty nuanced to catch it, probably. How nuanced would you say?
Yeah.
Like, would you be able to tell?
Yeah. I feel like I could probably see something off about it, basically.
Slow motion is a classic cheat-in trick. I kind of forgot that was how they did it. I didn't really remember. Max said something again also. I like his paragraphs. I do like your paragraphs. That's what we do around these parts. Interact with chat.
Yeah, they're mentioning the light flickering pattern. I've actually seen that before. There's it's basically, it goes back to the IdTech engine, but the way that like lighting was like programmed in, it uses like stuff like light flickering. It uses like a sequence of like characters basically that determine like the speed and like rate of like light flickering. And yeah, the code for the light like flickering lights. Like it dates all the way back to the id Tech, like Quake 1 engine, basically, and several id Tech derived engines such as like Source Engine, Gold Source, still have like that kind of like basis for light code in there for stuff like light flickering. And yeah, you'll notice like some of the patterns, like they'll have like, it's kind of weird because like you can customize and you can make your own like light flickering sequences basically, but they just use the same sequence for some of them. So you'll see games, like Half-Life 2 or Half-Life Alyx still using the exact same like light flickering sequence that like Quake 1 does.
And speaking of like engine and stuff like that's all John Carmack, right? Right?
John Carmack, yeah, he made the tech engines.
Okay. Call of Duty is still technically id Tech rooted. What's the engine that they use called? I think it's a Battlefield that uses Frostbite, right?
Battlefield is Frostbite, yeah.
Okay, what's Call of Duty's? What is their engine called?
Now, at one point, Call of Duty, I know whenever Infinity Ward was making Call of Duty, they had their own branch of the engine, but it was still based on, I'm pretty sure it was based on probably a modified like Quake 3 engine, if I was to guess. Infinity Ward was using it. I don't know about modern Call of Duty, but yeah, Infinity Ward's Call of Duty all the way up to like Modern Warfare 2 was like based on id Tech. And also Infinity Ward left Activision and they went to EA, Respawn Entertainment, and did the Titanfall games. The Titanfall games are actually based on the Source engine, I'm pretty sure, which is Valve's Half-Life 2 engine basically, which is also based on id Tech.
Is Titanfall the game that Love likes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that game is a Source engine.
Cool.
Also, did you know that some of the Resident Evil games from the mid 2000s were based on id Tech 3, I believe. I'm pretty sure the Outbreak games, I'm pretty sure id Tech 3, which is the Quake 3 engine. And I think, don't quote me on this, I'm pretty sure the DS port Deadly Silence, I believe that's also on id Tech as well too.
That would be interesting. I actually I'm not really familiar with all the engines that Resident Evil is on. I mean, like, I know RE engine because of, like, it's kind of easy to remember and it's newer, but, like, for example, Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, what engine were those? Like, was it just in-house?
I think they had some in-house engine.
But if it was in-house, it could still be based off another engine, right? Right?
It can be, yeah, potentially.
Began with
the MT framework. Yeah, that's the engine that they started using. I think that was around like, pretty sure it was like RE4 onward maybe was the MT framework.
I think I recognize that the phrase MT framework. Did that show up in credits for like Resident Evil, like when it was showing credits like classic Resident Evil? Because I feel like I've seen that. Also
it might have been.
Max said that it began with Team Fortress. It used modified Quake 1 engine, then Half-Life used heavily modified Quake 2 engine, then Titanfall used heavily modified Half-Life engine, and so on and so forth.
Is Team Fortress originally the original Team Fortress was a Quake 1 mod?
Oh my god, this is a great opportunity. One thing is, two questions. Are you ever going to stream Team Fortress 1 Classic?
Maybe. Like, I mean, it would be like multiplayer basically, like just running a server playing it basically.
Maybe not a good idea. I don't think there would be any moderation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Granted, not to imply that we are for moderating lobbies in multiplayer games. I know things are really sterile and boring now. Some games don't even have voice chat or text chat or anything. But obviously, for streaming, you gotta be a bit wary. My other question, or not question, but it was a plug. Your birthday is actually coming up. It is this Saturday.
Yes.
And Beals is returning from her hiatus on Saturday as well. So Mina is going to be doing a birthday stream. I think you said that you're going to play Half-Life mods, or was it Quake mods?
Yeah, probably Half-Life mods.
Yeah. So Mina's going to be doing Half-Life mods at, 6 p.m.? Saturday?
Yeah, probably. I'll figure out the times, but yeah, it'll probably be somewhere around there on Saturday.
And then Beals is going to be Beals is part of the Dollhouse, by the way. Beals is going to be debuting with her new model after her like really long hiatus, 9 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. I'm also going to be streaming at some point on Saturday too, but I'll keep you posted on what that's about soon enough. So stay tuned. And also today there's going to be a special event as well, which is partially why I wanted to do collab, because I want us all to gather and hang out before we all chill in her stream. But Mame is going to be playing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines and debuted in 2 really adorable costumes. I got the sneak peek. I'm so excited for everybody to be able to see. She's gonna have other new stuff that I helped her with, and I'm so proud. I really like how it turned out, and I really want to see what you guys think of it. So I hope that you guys can make it. So she's gonna be doing this at 9 p.m. Eastern time, our time, I believe. So we'll be doing kind of like a short little stream. Hey Mina, do you mind talking to everybody and not neglecting chat while I go to the bathroom? Wait, what's up?
Was that the announcement? Was that it said 4 p.m. PST? That's in an hour from now.
Is it? Okay, let's play the game.
Yeah.
Wait, I'll pee. Wait, it's only an hour from now because okay, 30 minutes we really? No.
It says 4 p.m. PST, right?
Well,
yeah, bring that back up.
Okay. Normally she streams at 6 p.m. PST. Wait, what? I'm gonna Google it. 4.
Oh yeah,
PM?
that's right now. Yeah.
What?
4 p.m. PST. That's right now.
What? What do you? That's not possible. That's not possible. Wait. Now?
4 p.m. PST.
She's not on. She's not on. Oh my God, she is. Okay, so thanks for coming, everybody. It was really fun talking about prepping for Quake 2. Unfortunately, I got the timing wrong. I thought I'm mixing up because we got so many events coming up, like the weekend and the Mina and then Beals and. Okay,
what else?
So thank you guys for coming. Me and Mina will play Quake 2 tomorrow at 6 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, and it's going to be really fun, and we really enjoyed our 30-minute or however long it's been just chat and stream with you guys. So let's all head over to Mame and give her lots of support. Let's do my quick plugs really quick. So here's my Discord, it's basically Mina's Discord. It's like, we're part of the Dollhouse. I haven't plugged that in a bit, though. Here's the Dollhouse. We're part of the Dollhouse, but we also have the Ghost Hotel, which is kind of where I mostly lurk, and Mina, too. So you can join that. You can follow Mina if you want, which is right. How do I have to shout out?
Yeah.
Mina Crow. So shout out Mina Crow. And then my Twitter. Hi, Malface, I'm leaving. My Twitter, and then my website that has all my external stuff. Please consider supporting Mina and Beals on Saturday for Mina's birthday and Beals' return from hiatus. And I will see you guys again. Mina, say goodbye.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.